last night, the triumphant return of the product herself, Angel Reese.
Chicago Sky have had an extremely disappointing 2025 season. I'm telling you right now, it was horrible.
That was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen.
Okay, this is wild. Angel Reese just got absolutely destroyed on live TV by her own Chicago Sky fans. I'm talking about every athlete's worst nightmare, played out in real time, right in front of the cameras. Her big comeback should have been a party, but instead, nearly 3,000 empty seats were screaming louder than any cheers. It was an uncomfortable vibe that instantly went from just another game to a brutal viral moment.
The reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that. Like, it's not just because of one person. A lot of us have done so much for this game,
And get this, there's one moment from all of this that's gonna haunt Angel Reese for a seriously long time. It happened at a press conference, the one that basically echoed across the entire WNBA. A reporter just asked her a simple, totally fair question. Do you still stand by what you said last year, that people watch women's basketball because of you too?
Welcome back, Reese. So pretty.
Caitlin Clark comes in and is immediately the biggest star in the league. Immediately. And merchandising in every other way.
But here's the kicker. Instead of owning that claim, instead of doubling down or even trying to explain herself, she just dropped two tiny words that sent shockwaves across social media. Her response? Next question. That was it. No defense, no numbers, zero energy, just a cold, hard dodge. The whole room literally froze. Reporters were staring, fans were already clipping it, and within hours, it was everywhere. I'm talking Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and people were laughing, not cheering. Seriously, those two words told a much bigger story than any highlight reel ever could.
So, Angel, of course, so happy to be back, and she was welcomed back by so many fans. Oh, dearly beloved.
yeah, obviously, like I said, they understand that this is the priority. Obviously, there's no place for this, and they preach. I think 2 days before they put out no hate, no speech.
So why is this blowing up right now? Well, this wasn't just some random reporter trying to stir up drama. This was Angel Reese's own words from 2024, coming right back to haunt her. Remember after LSU's championship run, when she was in that crazy rivalry with Caitlin Clark? She famously told the world, "People watch women's basketball because of me too." It was bold, it was loud, and it made headlines. She wasn't just saying she was a great player, she was claiming she was a reason the entire sport was thriving. That's a huge statement. The kind that sticks. And when you say something that big, those receipts will come due. But here's the problem. When you put yourself in the same breath as Caitlin Clark, you better have the numbers to back it up. And honestly, the numbers aren't being kind to Reese. Last year, Chicago Sky home games were averaging around 8,000 fans. Meanwhile, every single Indiana Fever game with Clark sold out. Gainbridge Fieldhouse packed with over 17,000 fans, night after night. And it gets crazier. Only 6,373 fans showed up last night. Even when Reese went back to her old stomping grounds, LSU, where she built her brand and won a title, the hype should have been insane. Instead, barely 6,000 fans showed up to an arena that holds over 13. That's less than half full. That's not star power. That's a wake-up call. So when that reporter asked if she still believed she was a major draw, everyone was watching. This was her moment to remind everyone why she said it in the first place. But instead of owning it, she just passed. Next question.
I think the WNBA and our team and our organization has done a great job supporting me. I've had communication from everyone, from so many people across this league, and being able to support me and going through this whole process. Obviously, it could happen to me, it could happen to anyone.
And that single dodge, that one next question, just opened the floodgates. Clips of the press conference absolutely blew up online because it confirmed what everyone was already whispering. Maybe the hype doesn't actually match the numbers. Chicago Sky fans weren't even angry. They were just straight up disappointed. You could almost feel them saying, "Talk less, show more." And let's be real, a lot of Angel Reese's fans might not be true basketball fans. And they're kind of proving it. Now, this isn't to say Reese isn't talented. She's a champion, a competitor. and she brings serious energy. But when you make claims that big, the public is going to measure you by way more than just points and rebounds. They're looking at ticket sales, TV ratings, jerseys sold. And this season, Clark has been absolutely shattering records in every single one of those categories.
Is this a championship team? This is a team who makes every game a home game. We talked about the t-shirt that they are currently selling on the Indiana Fever's team store.
I mean, she's selling out 15,000-seat arenas in just 45 minutes. And get this, her jersey was the second biggest seller in all of basketball in 2024, sitting right behind Steph Curry himself. We're talking 41 of the Fever's 44 games this season are nationally televised. That's more exposure than some NBA teams get. The league is literally moving games to bigger arenas because of her. Now that's the kind of star power that doesn't need words.
So you know the basketball superstar Caitlin Clark. She is in the Women's National Basketball Association. Big star, huge star, brilliant player. Okay, she's on the Indiana team.
And what's even more insane is this. That's exactly what makes Reese's next question moment sting even more. It wasn't just her refusing to answer, it was a giant spotlight on the massive gap between talk and actual traction. Fans wanted to cheer for her confidence, but what are they seeing instead? Empty seats. They're hearing these bold statements, but there's just no evidence to back them up. And when your biggest rival in the sport is pulling in celebrities, landing million-dollar TV contracts, and grabbing record-breaking attention, suddenly, every single dodge looks way bigger than it actually is.
Taking the high road or trying to say the right things in these interviews, she doesn't. Whether she's saying what's on her mind or not, it doesn't always come across as likable. It doesn't come across as something relatable. It comes across as she is trying to also get that same spotlight, that same notoriety as Caitlin Clark.
That's exactly why this press conference went absolutely nuclear. It wasn't the question itself. It wasn't even the answer, really. It was what that answer exposed. That bold claim from 2024, "People watch because of me too," is now being measured against packed houses, sold-out merch, and national hype. That's all going to someone else. Chicago Sky fans aren't cruel people, you have to understand. They just want results. They want to believe the face of their team is more than just a headline. And when they see a player ducking the very conversation she started, it honestly feels like the trust breaks just a little.
Apparently, there's some jealousy that might be manifesting itself into physical inappropriate conduct.
So this wasn't just some viral clip. This was a turning point. Those two words, "next question," showed everyone that the hype train needs fuel. And right now, the engine's running pretty light. For Reese, the challenge is crystal clear. It's not about talking anymore. It's about proving it. And until those seats actually fill up, until the cameras truly follow, that next question moment is just going to keep popping up. Reminding everyone that words are easy, but numbers absolutely do not lie.
You got people that are resentful towards her, but it's really not about her, guys. It's about what she represents.
But hold up, because the gaps get even uglier when you break down the game-to-game numbers. Check this out. Chicago Sky versus Minnesota Lynx. Chicago only pulled in about 4,600 fans. Meanwhile, Minnesota, a much smaller market, pulled 7. That's thousands more butts in seats in a smaller city for a regular game. These aren't the numbers of a player who's shifting culture. These are like Tuesday night in February numbers. The kind you just scroll right past on the ticker. And for a player who once said, "People watch women's basketball because of me too," those stats hit way harder than any trash talk ever could.
Quote, "I don't know if we can make that same offer."
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is basically playing in what feels like a completely different league. Remember Iowa's Carver Hawkeye Arena? 15,000 seats, gone in 45 minutes. That's not just basketball. That's straight up Beatlemania. And when Clark made the jump to the WNBA, the hype didn't just follow her, it absolutely exploded. Fever games aren't just matchups anymore. They're treated like full-blown events.
The girl is spectacular. It's not like she's not a scrub. She's not only can play, She's a star caliber player who draws this attention. And maybe it's because that fan base that she has and her being a young white lady contributes to it. So what?
Her jersey sales are outpacing almost everyone, sitting right behind Steph Curry himself. Yeah, I said Steph Curry. Clark's name is actually above NBA All-Stars and legends when it comes to merch, which is just insane for a rookie, and the media, they've definitely noticed. 41 out of 44 Fever games are on national TV this season. That's 93% coverage. Honestly, that's more than the Lakers get some years. And let's talk money. Preseason tickets are going for $600 a pop. That's NBA-level pricing for a league that usually doesn't even sniff those numbers. So while Angel Reese is over here dodging questions, Clark is quietly rewriting the entire business side of the sport.
Ice Cube's literally saying, we sat down, looked at the actual figures, and the draw wasn't there. The fever wasn't there. Oh, no pun intended. Angel Reese was not going to be able to bring in the amount of eyes for the sponsors and...
But here's where it gets even messier. The social media spin. Because when the seats are empty and the numbers just don't add up, someone always tries to redirect the conversation. And in this case, Reese's own mom jumped right into the fire with a tweet that said, "Some fans celebrate attendance. We celebrate banners. Forget the fans. Look at the hardware."
Wow, I'm not sure any other single, outside of just the pure numbers that we keep showing people, literal numbers.
But here's the thing. That's just not how sports work, especially not today. Fans want to feel something. They want that energy. They want to believe they're watching history unfold. And when the numbers show the complete opposite, they talk and they meme. Quick, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, they absolutely did not hold back. Fans clapped back with stats, screenshots, side-by-side photos of Clark's packed arenas versus Chicago's half-empty ones. There were memes comparing Reese's next question to someone ducking out the back door of a party that nobody even showed up to. And it wasn't just rival fans either. Even loyal Chicago Sky fans were frustrated, demanding energy, demanding something to really rally around. You see, Chicago Sky fans aren't villains here. They don't hate Angel Reese. They just want the hype to actually match the output. They want to feel like they're backing a star who's building something big, not one dodging her own quotes.
What should have been a massive, huge day for your sponsors and for your networks is going to be anything but that.
And that's why these numbers sting so much. Because for all the noise, the reality is staring right back at her. Empty chairs, quiet arenas, and a fan base just waiting for something more than words. While Clark is out there turning every single arena into a headline, Reese is facing the harshest critic of all, the scoreboard in the stands. Okay, let's pull back the curtain and really look at why one franchise is absolutely thriving while the other is just spinning in circles. Trust me, the contrast between the Indiana Fever and the Chicago Sky, it's brutal.
Sponsors assured him Clark coming to his organization would rake in cash hand over fist. But, quote, they didn't tell us the same thing about Angel Reese.
So, let's start with Indiana. These people didn't just draft Caitlin Clark and hope for the best. No, they opened up the playbook and went full-on chess master. They brought in names like Sophie Cunningham, Natasha Howard, and Dana Bonner. These aren't just players who fill a roster. They absolutely elevate it. It's like Indiana basically said, we're not just building a team here, we're building a whole movement. Every single signing feels intentional, like crucial pieces just clicking into place right around Clark.
Okay, because she's brilliant. Right? That's why she's wreaking havoc. Because she is so good.
And trust me, it totally shows when you watch them play. It's not just Caitlin doing absolutely everything. It's chemistry, it's incredible spacing, it's pure vision. They've built this entire ecosystem where Clark can truly thrive and everyone benefits. Her teammates are even comparing her to Diana Taurasi, but with a twist. Spicier, flashier, more dangerous, one said. And honestly, they're not wrong. Clark's game just has this rare, undeniable electricity. You can literally feel the floor tilt when she's got the ball.
And we have grown-ass men and women out here doing whatever they can to try to make sure that does not happen. That is the weirdest thing in the world, but it is what it is, and I'm glad that Caitlin has a great head on her shoulders.
Indiana's front office didn't stop there, either. They've treated Clark like the absolute franchise player she is, but they've also marketed the heck out of her. Every game is a home game has become way more than just a slogan. It's a full-blown identity. They're selling out arenas, launching huge arena moves, expanding facilities, and making sure fans feel like they're part of something way bigger than just basketball. That's exactly how you turn a rookie into a phenomenon.
I'm not sure anything's been more evidence to what we've been saying.
Now, contrast that with Chicago. The Sky drafted Angel Reese. And sure, she's talented, but the whole vibe, completely different. There's no clear plan, no defined role. It honestly feels like a team that's just reacting to headlines instead of actually creating them. Instead of building around Reese, it's been a revolving door of uncertainty. And that's absolutely showing on the court and in the stands. So here's the real takeaway. Talking about being the draw doesn't make it true. Angel Reese famously said, "People watch women's basketball because of me too." But the receipts tell a totally different story. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, she doesn't have to say a single word. Her attendance numbers, her jersey sales, her national TV coverage, they do all the talking.